Nietzsche once wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." What is your why? My dad got diagnosed with dementia at 57 and I need to make it for him. As devastating as it's been, it *s oddly given me a new refreshing sense of purpose I was lacking before. My dad had dementia before he passed of cancer. The only thing I want you to never forget, is that the emotional memory is the one that goes last. So even when he won't make much sense verbally or his actions seem incoherent, he knows you are his child and will recognize you and cherish your presence. Keep doing the things he loves with him like before. If he enjoys baseball, then keep watching games together, or books, gardening, etc. My dad loved desserts and the last thing he ever ate with me, my wife and the kids was chocolate mousse at the palliative care unit. Give lots of affection, be compassionate and patient. You got this. My wife and me wish you courage, strength and peace of mind. Right there with you, friend. My family. My dad died by suicide and, even in my darkest moments, I didn't want them to experience that kind of loss again. That was enough to keep me alive until I was well enough to get the help I needed. And they are still my greatest support. I hate that you had to go through that. People who have not survived a suicide have no idea what it's like. I had a loved one die by suicide also. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. This is me. Why are you alive? Because my mum and my brother would be devastated if I wasn't. I learned that when my dad passed away and I saw how bad that was for everyone, then and there I decided that wasn't a path I would ever go down. That was about 8 years ago. At the start of the year I had a cousin who committed suicide at 29 and got to see how bad it was for a parent to lose a child that way. Completely reinforced the idea that there's no way in hell I'm putting my mum through that. I talked about this to my psychologist once and she told me that logic could be extended to probably 100% of the people I know. All of them would much prefer for me to be alive than to not be alive. And she's right, because I would also much prefer 100% of the people I know to remain alive. Also, last year my brother had a baby and he's everything to me now. Don't want to miss him growing up, need to be the best uncle ever. I have had 4 joint replacements due to arthritis, an internal defibrillator due to a heart attack, and spinal cord damage with a fusion due to bone spurs gone bad. I struggle to walk because of the spinal nerve damage and am always in pain in my legs and feet. I persist because my wife of 45 years is beginning to lose cognitive functioning and is becoming confused. I want to take care of her to her end. She is the love of my life, and that is why. You are the sort of partner I strive to be for my wife. You have my respect. Be happy and take care, man, both of you. I've made it this far, may as well see what the world has left to offer. Keep going until you kill God, mate. Plenty of things for the individual to explore and learn. And who knows, maybe another planet awaits us someday if we wait a wee bit. Because I truly believe the world holds many, many more good things for me to experience. Seems a shame to miss out when I don't have to. Yeah dude, crazy shit happens. I've had days where I've spent weeks in my room alone on off days from work staring at a noose. Then 3 months from that point I had met a new group of great friends out of seemingly nowhere and did Molly on St. Paddy's Day in Pittsburgh, spending the night bouncing line cutters out of bar lines we would wait in even though I'm tiny. Life changes in an instant. Sometimes for better and sometimes for worse. But damn if it can't be exciting. This is the closest I've seen to my why. Nice. I need to feed my cat. No lie. My cat got me through rough times. She was the only thing I could look forward to. I would get home so depressed and she would just run up to me and beg for lovings. Then I'd lie down and she'd sit on my chest and purr with her head against my neck and I would just sit there and smile for hours as I watched TV and had my little fur nugget loving on me. She saved my life. I'm in a much better mental state now, but damn I miss that little sweetheart. She only passed 4 months ago. Cat loves you. Because I don't know what will happen tomorrow, and I might as well find out. So, curiosity? I'm hanging on at least until the GOT books are finally finished. Still working on my 2011 New Year's resolution to get shredded for the summer. Get shredded tomorrow. I did that in 2012, then flitted between fat and thin for the next 8 years. Currently fat though, so maybe 2021 will be my thin year, flexed bicep. I'm still trying to find it. Finding your why could be the why. Same. I have things that I like to do, things that give me joy, but feel no drive or passion to master them. I have no one to live for outside of myself, but I don't like myself that much. I have no desire, or ability, to save lives or change the world. I'd just be happy with making something entertaining and fun. Is having fun enough to be considered reasons to live? I don't have a why, but a WTF instead. Why the fuck? I like making people smile with what I do. I've pulled out of severe depression by going to events in costume and making people happy to see their favorite characters. That is why I do what I do, and what keeps me going, knowing that the things that I do while still alive make others happy. Happiness is so amazing it doesn't even matter if it's your own. I feel like arts of all kinds are a wonderful answer to this question, whether appreciating them or creating them. The fact that the earth is too beautiful to let my fucking lack of self-esteem make me quit it. There's so many beautiful things. I feel like you'd be a good person to go hiking with. Same. I don't want to kill myself, so I have to do this shit. I can relate to this so much. Can relate. I remind myself that the pliosaurs ruled the oceans for 100 million years, and that rocks have fallen to the earth that are older than the solar system. To me that puts life into context. I'm here for this brief moment, and though it may not always be thrilling, it is a very special thing to be alive. That's a great motivation. That's kinda how I feel. I think about the sheer impossibility that the humans we are actually beat the odds and came into existence. Any variation along the way that led to the unique combination that produced any of us would have annihilated our existence. Either some other person would have been produced or nothing would have been made. The odds of us, the very special us, of existing is almost impossible. And yet here we are. I'd consider it an especially sharp spite to the universe to not live out this existence. So I do. It's really bothering me that I wanted to write something either witty or truthful to answer this. But I seriously can't come up with anything. I guess I don't have a why. I lack the constitution for suicide. Same dude. I've accepted periodic suicidal ideation as a way of life. It's just part of being me. But I'm too much of a pussy to ever do it, and there are like 3 to 4 people that would be incredibly pissed if I killed myself. So here I am. Sweet God, that was a good show. Spite. Edit, I should clarify since this is getting a lot of attention, it's not spite at anyone or any group. Just basically saying fuck you to the world that it can't beat me, until it does OFC. Because fuck you, that's why. Amen. As someone who's successfully lived with depression since age 11, spite is a good enough reason to stay alive has almost become the mantra. A better tomorrow. To prove those fuckers wrong. They're wrong. MX plus B. What if you're not straight? I'm surprised I understood this and made me chuckle. Thanks. My dogs. They are the only thing keeping me alive. We don't deserve dogs, but we need them. Just one dog here, but same. The woman who said yes, that I waited 4 decades to find. I could have had others during that time, but I'm glad I waited, even if that means I am getting a late start. Please tell us your story. I am in a boat where it feels hopeless. I would love to hear the story. How did you meet her? And congratulations. My mother. This Redditor's mom. I don't really have one, I just go through the motions. I suppose if I had to pick something, I don't want to die before watching my favorite hockey team win the Stanley Cup. Let me guess, the Leafs. To one day own a dog. I need to know how 2020 ends. I'm expecting a giant meteor, but the writer this season is fucking insane. Don't blink. My daughters. I've put in more than a few years so far and I'm interested to see how they turn out. Ah yes. The little science experiments. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.